Before amending a reservation, please write down few information about the current reservation. First of all is the vehicle, so you need to remember which vehicle has been booked. You can either take the vehicle name or the vehicle number, and also the payment status, so whether the deposit has been paid or not, and if paid, you need to remember the amount. So in this case it's not being paid. We'll see later the second one, I mean the second scenario. So let's amend the reservation. You can change arrival date and departure date from this pick list. Then you need to select the vehicle. As we said, if you want to take the same vehicle as the original reservation, just check the name. If you are not familiar with the name, if you want to make sure, you can check also the number in the details. You should add also the activity if it was there before, if you don't want to remove it, because the activity selection is not saved from the previous reservation. Then the extras is kept, so for instance the gold one was already selected in the original booking, and you see that also here it's selected. If you want to remove it, you can untick. You can change also the customer details. You can add the coupon, you can override the accommodation total. Be careful, because this amount is tax excluded, and it is applicable only to the vehicle tariff. So if you see here, if we override the total amount with 1000, we save the override, you see that 1000 is applied just to this item. You can also override the deposit. So how it works, it has a different meaning depending on the deposit payment status. If it is not paid yet, so the value you put here for the deposit is the requested deposit. So in this case, for instance, we want to force to have 300 for deposit. You see the deposit here has been updated, and also the 1000. If you don't want to force any value, just remove here and here, save the override. You see the vehicle is back to 800 and the deposit is back to 0. Let's force it again, 1000 and 100. Okay, click review booking. If you are happy with the reservation, you tick confirm, otherwise you can amend it again. Let's confirm. Click edit item if you want to go back to your reservation, also for checking just the details to make sure everything is fine. Okay, you are presented with the deposit. I think it's quite difficult to have the deposit just paid after amending the reservation, so I would click cancel. We are back to the booking details. Let's see the invoice. In the meantime, it's not yet paid and the deposit has been amended. Here you go. Thousand, so it has been updated. Let's back to the booking. Let's imagine the customer has paid the deposit. So we click enter deposit to confirm it has been paid. We save it. See, payment is now updated. You have deposit paid, yes. Let's see the invoice. As I told you in the previous tutorial, the amount paid actually can be seen just here from the transaction. So 100 has been paid. Because what you see in the payment details, in the booking details, is actually just the requested deposit. This is not what the customer has paid. So the customer could have paid a smaller amount or a bigger amount. It can be seen just in the invoice. So let's try to amend it again. So as I said before, check first if the deposit has been paid, the deposit amount, write it down somewhere if needed, and also the vehicle. Ready to amend it? Okay, let's assume we don't want to change the dates. We confirm the same car as above. We put back the day trip for one person. Extras are fine as they are. Okay, so we want to keep the same value for the accommodation. We don't want to override it. What about the deposit? Since the deposit has been already paid, what you put here is considered again as a paid deposit. So unless the customer hasn't paid something more as a deposit than before, so an additional deposit, you should put here the same deposit amount as before. So the one you see in the invoice under transaction section. It was 100, so let's put 100 again. You have to save the override. If you don't do that, actually, an extra deposit will be charged to the customer. So it looks like the customer paid 211 as deposit, actually 224 as a deposit. So we know he paid just 100, so we put 100 here, save the override, review the booking. Confirm. Edit item. Okay, here you must cancel. If you click save, the deposit will be charged twice because 100 have been charged during the reservation phase, and if you click save, 100 more will be charged. So make sure you click cancel. Let's see the invoice. Deposit is 100. So just to recap, if the deposit has not been paid yet, you can override the deposit with any value, or you cannot override it. So actually the default deposit will be requested to the customer. If the deposit has been already paid when amending a reservation, you must override the deposit with the original deposit paid. Let's back to the booking now. Don't forget to email the confirmation now that to email the customer with the new booking details. Let's see the email inbox of the customer. Here you go. I remind you can use the add service to bill not only for charging the customer for extra services that were not included in the reservation, like we said before, the lunchbox, but also for making an adjustment. So this lunchbox case, let's use it now for the adjustment. Let's assume the customer paid something more than the requested deposit, and we didn't put it in the deposit, or we, after amending a reservation, we asked the customer to provide an extra deposit, and he did it. So we can put extra deposit paid, the amount, the quantity. Let's see the result in the invoice. Lunchbox is 100. Extra deposit, actually the extra deposit should be negative, my bad. So it should be minus 20. In this case, just go back to the booking. So add a new service. The initial price is minus 200. Initial quantity 1. You can save it. And then we add a new one. So let's put it again. Extra deposit paid minus 20, initial quantity 1, and we can save it. I remind you to select the right tax rate. This amount shouldn't be taxed. Let's click save. Let's see the result in the invoice. Here you go. So 200 and minus 200 for compensating, and then minus 200 for the extra deposit paid.